Good morning to all the parents and students present
Good
here.
morning to all the parents.
My name is Miss Amandeep Kaur, and I am the school counselor at Children's Academy Malad branch. And on behalf of the care team, I would like to welcome each one of you. And I believe it's all the grade 8 parents and students present here. This talk is going to be, as you know, about the career exploration company that we have, which is Cialfo. We have someone from Cialfo who is here going to inform you about what best can your students do in order to explore career options, colleges, and subject selection process. To give you a brief, Cialfo is a company which is headquartered in Singapore and is a fast-growing global edtech company with student-first career exploration and college application network. We have Children's Academy has joined hands with Cialfo so that we can provide the best for our students in terms of clarifying their confusions about career and the options that they want to take ahead. We all know how important career options today are, and we all know how much of variety we have in career options in today's time. And therefore, to help our students have the right pathway, have the right subjects selected, we have Ms. Lorissa with us from Cialfo, who is going to brief you about the portal today. They're going to inform you the entire application that Cialfo has, how to use it, what features it has, and what will follow after that is something I will take up. And also, Miss Ma'am Florissa will take that, inform that to the parents as well. Now, since we are on the YouTube page, if you have any doubts, please put that in the comment section, but that will be taken only at the end, and we will clarify the questions if any. Also, your respective school counselor is available to help you out in the process ahead. So please do not worry about the same. Without taking much time, I would like to introduce Ms. Florissa Pereira. She's the Senior Client Experience Manager at Cialfo. She has over 10 years of diverse work experience working with client accounts in the ed tech, loyalty, and entertainment industries. We are very fortunate to have Ms. Florissa here to take this session ahead. Please unmute yourself and you may go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Amandeep, for the introduction, and good morning to the staff of Children's Academy, to all the parents and the students, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. My name is Florissa, and like Ms. Amandeep mentioned, I am the Senior Client Experience Manager at Cialfo. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through the objective of today's session is to introduce you to what Cialfo is, to what we offer, to the features that are available on the platform, how it's going to be beneficial to both students and parents, what is the support that we're going to offer you and the school as well. So we're going to work collaboratively, and what does the platform look like once you have access, what will you be able to see, etc. So this is, of course, one of many future sessions that will be conducted. It is a very introductory session. Allow me to just share my screen, and I'm going to take you through a little brief on what Cialfo is. All right. Okay, so Cialfo, like Ms. Amandeep clearly mentioned, we are a college guidance come college application come guidance, career guidance portal. The name Cialfo comes from the Latin phrase Citius Altius Fortius, which means stronger, faster, higher, stronger. It's also the phrase that was used in the Olympics that were conducted. So you would have probably heard it out there. Cialfo really works as in collaboration and in association with students. We work with parents, with high schools, and we get them together to reach their goal of applying into a college or a university of their choice. So we are really someone who brings them all together. Our company's mission is to make education accessible for 100 million students globally. And this is with all the information that's available on Cialfo, with the resources and with counseling. We have a global presence. We are headquartered in Singapore, and we have offices in the US, in Noida, in China, and we work with around 2,000 plus high schools across the world in over 105 countries. We do work with a number of high schools in India, leading high schools in Mumbai as well as India, and we are a trusted source. We are a growing team in India. So just a few highlights about our growing team in India. Now coming to what Cialfo really offers and why we are a one-stop solution really. So we work with students right from grade 8 onwards to grade 12. So right from the time that you are in grade 8 and you are making a decision about what kind of careers could be good for you, kind of matching that to your interest, right up till the point that you actually get into grade 12 and you start applying to universities, be it Indian or international universities, we provide support right from that first step to the last step. So that's our goal as a whole, as a company. We have features like a profile on Cialfo, which I will show you shortly. There's something called as a resume builder. So of course, a lot of you parents and students would be aware that all universities now look at the holistic uh, profile of a student. So not just academics, but also extracurriculars. So that's where something called as a resume builder is of real value. And it is something that's available on Cialfo very easily, and it can then be used when you are applying to universities in future, but you can start working on it from right now itself. You also have something called assessments. So I will take you through this as well in detail, but mainly these assessments are available on Cialfo to help you discover what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, or what your personality is, and how a particular career could match with that personality or your traits or your strengths or your, it gives you that kind of a match. So if you're not sure about what would be good for you, these assessments are a great way for you to analyze that. We also have career exploration. Like Ms. Amandeep rightly mentioned, there are a number of careers available uh, now. And by the time you start working, there will be a lot more careers. So emerging careers really is also something that we do focus on and do provide you information with. So of course, the platform Cialfo will give you those details. In addition to that, any other sessions that are conducted by Cialfo, by our counselors, by a counseling team rather, will help you understand more about what kind of careers you can explore in future as well. We have something called as a school search. So school search is essentially the university search feature on Cialfo, wherein there is information on about 14,000 plus universities. So details about the university, what the cost is like, what are the demographics, what the environment is at, what kind of university are you looking at. So it helps you kind of give recommendations on universities as well. There are a number of events that are conducted on Cialfo. So along with our university partners, with our counselors, our counseling team, we do a number of webinars week on week on various topics. So depending on what topic is of interest to you, you can register for those events, you can attend live events, you can ask your questions. It's a great way for you to get a better understanding about any particular country. If you're planning to move out of India or stay in India, you can get details about university, what kind of career, what kind of courses they offer, and interact with the college representative or the counselor during that session and ask your questions, get your doubts clarified, get more information, as much information as possible. We also, in a large way, work on college applications. So, of course, that's at a later stage. But yes, we do have a tie-up with Common App, which works with US universities, with Parchment, which is a document sending method. We have something called as a direct apply, which is where you can directly apply to universities through Cialfo, wherein you can get the opportunity to get scholarships, you get various other benefits like fee waivers, etc., and the support of obviously the Cialfo advisors who are there to guide you every step of the way. And there are a number of resources available on Cialfo. This would be for students and parents both. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to go into a demo of the platform. Now, just give me 1 second. So once your accounts are created on Cialfo, this is what you will first see. So you should receive an email with your login credentials. So you will have a login email ID and a password that you will have to set up for yourself. Once you do that, you will be taken to this, wherein you will have to start updating some information about yourself. So very basic information, nothing to worry as such. I'll just take you through the various sections that you will see in your account and what will be relevant to you at this point of time. So you will see in the profile, first section is personal information. Now, personal information, like the name suggests, so you will have some details here already filled in because your account has already been created by your school. So first name, last name, email ID will already be there. You'll see here that you can update a profile picture of yourself. This would be great so that your school counselor has a face to a name and they have an idea about who they're talking to. So it would be great if you can upload this picture here. The other details that you will see on the page, mainly the ones that are marked in red, is what you have to update. This section, which is regions I'm interested in, is basically the countries that you are interested in pursuing your higher studies in. This is something that you can fill in at this point of time if you have an idea about what you want to do or where you want to go. If you do not, you can always leave that blank for now and update it later on. But if you see here, there's a drop down where there's all of the countries available on Cialfo that you can actually choose from. The other details, again, very basic information that you will update in this particular section. And just once you fill in this section, just make sure you hit the save button so that your information is then saved in your profile. The next section that you will see on Cialfo is application details. Now, application details is again relevant for you at a later stage, but just for your information, this is what it will look like. You don't need to fill this in at this point of time, so not to worry. What you can update here is academic interests. So if you click on add, if you have an interest in mind or a particular course or a major in mind, you can add that information here and again hit the save button. Next section that you will see is preference fit. Again, relevant for you at a later stage, but what this basically means is it will ask you questions about what kind of university are you looking at. So how important ranking is, location, financial, what kind of facilities you're looking at. It'll ask you questions based on that. And based on the answers you give in this section, Cialfo will give you recommended universities. So that's your preference fit. The next one is test. So after you start attempting any of the standardized tests in future, you will come in here and update your scores. This is very relevant to add in your profile at a later stage, because when you look up universities, you can actually have a comparison of your scores versus that of students who have gotten into a particular university. So it helps in that aspect, and that's why it's part of your Cialfo profile. You also have the option to register for tests from here itself. You will see the next section called grades. Now, grades is where you come in and add your grades. So right from grade 8 onwards till grade 12, you will start adding your grades as and when you go into that particular class. So you can come in here, you can add your grades. It will allow you to upload your report card copies as well. So again, the purpose of adding this information onto Cialfo is that it will actually show you again, recommendations based on the information that you enter on your Cialfo account. The next section that you will see on Cialfo is contacts. Now, contacts is where you will add in your parent contact information. So if you see plus add, will allow you to add in your parents' email address, first name, last name, contact number, mention relationship, and allow you to create an account for your parent. So once your parents basically have access to Cialfo, they will also be able to view the details that you update in your profile on Cialfo. They will be able to use the university or the school search feature, career search feature, and they will also be able to participate in the events that we conduct on Cialfo itself. So this would be a great idea for you to do, for you to add your parents. And the last section, but quite an important section for you students to start adding and start building from now onwards, is this one, which is called extracurricular activities. Now, extracurricular activities, like the name suggests, is where you add in, I'm sure most of you participate in a number of these activities as it is. So here's where you will actually come in and update that information. So be it athletics, be it any kind of certificates that you won, any volunteering that you've done, you come in here, you can do plus add, choose the type of activity that you participated in, the name, mention the position, the grades you participated in, the time that you dedicated to the activity, whether you held a leadership position, and any other details that you want to put in under participation details. If you want to upload some certificates or some documents, you can go ahead and upload that as well. And you can add the activity to your Cialfo profile. So this way, this is something that you will be doing from now onwards. So keep adding on to this, because there is a feature, like I mentioned earlier, called as a resume builder. So when you click on create resume, it shows you this. So all of the information that you update in your Cialfo account can then be downloaded in a resume format, which you can then directly download as a PDF or a Word file. And you can then use this for your university applications in future. So it's a great practice for you to start working on as soon as you get your Cialfo account. Now, I'll just take you through what the dashboard is like, because this is something that students, you will see in your account. So, of course, a lot of information here will show up as you use the Cialfo platform. But just for your information, you will see something like a recommendation. So this is, of course, based on the information that you fill in. You have the option to search universities as well from here. And you have the option of also looking up. It's a shortcut, basically, to look up events or universities right from here itself. You also have something called as a My List University. So this is again linked to your university search feature and what you will be doing in future on Cialfo. You will see the updated feeds on your account and any trending events that happen on Cialfo. This is where you will see it. So all of the upcoming events, if this is something that is of interest to you, you can definitely come in here, register directly, and then go ahead and attend that particular live event. To the right of your account, you will see the mobile app download feature. You will see the shortcut to update your profile. So you can click on complete profile and actually complete sections of your profile. So as and when you do, you will see the percentage completion go higher. The mobile app is available on iOS and on Android. So if that's of interest to you, you can definitely go ahead and download it as well. Here is where you will see any of the tasks that are due for you specifically, students. So in case your school council at a later point of time assigns you certain tasks on Cialfo, this is where you will see them, and you will be able to see what the due date is and whether you've completed it or not. And if it is in progress, that means you're working on it. And if it's overdue, it's past the due date, so you need to work on it ASAP. So this is where you will see that feature as well. Now, going into the features that are available and that will be relevant for you largely at this point of time, I want to take you through the tasks and assessments. So tasks are any kind of task that are assigned to you on Cialfo by your school counselor. So you will see it under the task tab here. So for example, if say something like a getting started on Cialfo is assigned to you, you will see the task list here. You will see the dates that you're supposed to complete these by. And you will also then have a progress tab here for the status. So once you start working on it, you can start it. You can mark it as in progress. Once you are done with it, you can mark it as done. So that way, your school counselor will also be able to keep a tab on something that you've completed versus something that you have not. So this is where you will see your task list on Cialfo. So these are a number of tasks depending on what your school counselor really wants you to do on Cialfo, wants you to explore on Cialfo. The next tab that you will see here is assessments. Now, there are 3 types of assessments on Cialfo: the personality assessment, learning and productivity, and personality intelligences. So again, these are not academic assessments at all. There's no right or wrong answer. Once it is assigned to you in your account, you will be able to see it. And when you are instructed to take the assessment, you should be taking the assessment. Once you complete, you will be able to see a completed status, and you will be able to view the report as well. So I'm just going to take you very briefly through each of these assessment and tell you what information you can get from it. So for example, the personality assessment gives you an understanding, yes, one, about your personality and how and what your strengths and weaknesses are, and how this could match with career options. So for example, it will show you your personality type, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, whether you have a thinking or versus a feeling personality, sensing versus intuitive, judging versus perceiving. And more information about this is, of course, available here when you click on this. So you'll be able to see what introversion versus extroversion means. And also at the bottom, you will see something called as a personality profile. So some more details about your personality. Like for example, for me, it's showing as friendly, outgoing, and honest, practical, realistic, organized. So it will give you an understanding about your personality. In the next section that's available here, it will give you an understanding about, when it comes to learning, what are the strengths and challenges that are most applicable to you, and what are the recommendations as well based on your results. Same goes for learning environments. It gives you an understanding about how you can better, work in your learning environment, with your environment. Coming to work and productivity, again, highlights the strengths and challenges and gives you recommendations based on your preferred work environment. Coming to communication, again, highlights the strengths and challenges and gives you recommendations for how to better send and receive communication. Working with others, again, highlights strengths and challenges and gives you recommendations for how you can actually better interact with others. And the last section that you will see in your assessment report for personality 1 is careers and pathways. Now, careers and pathways will give you an understanding about what kind of career clusters would be relevant to you. And it will give you information about, so let me highlight one of the career options. Say, for example, aerospace engineering. So it will give me details about the career. It will talk about the typical tasks that are involved in this particular career. What are the day-to-day activities like? What will I be doing on a daily basis? Because a career is, of course, something that you have to think very deeply into, whether it is something that will interest you as well. So this is what it will tell you. It will talk about the skills that you will need to have, the knowledge areas, the interests, etc. So a lot of information about each particular career. It will give you an understanding about the salary expectations about the career. It will also give you an understanding, It will also give you an understanding about the educational qualifications required, the outlook of the career. That is, in future, what's the outlook of the career going to be like? And it will also give you similar career options. So you will be able to see all of this in your personality assessment report. Moving to the next one, which is the learning and productivity assessment. Now, this basically talks about your learning style and gives you an idea about how you can be most productive. So coming to sensory preferences. So how do you like to learn? In what kind of, what's your preference when it comes to learning? So whether you are someone who is more auditory, so higher on auditory or low on auditory. So in my report, it shows that I am someone who is more visual, so highly visual. I learn when I see versus when I listen. So it will give me an understanding about what visual learning is and what the recommendations for me are. So it will give me a lot of understanding about how I can better myself. When it comes to environmental preferences, what kind of environment do I like to learn under? So be it someone who studies under bright light, in a traditional setting. I am someone who is more quiet, who needs quiet, who studies, a little earlier in the day. So I'm a morning learner, etc. So all of this information is given to me again under environmental preferences. And under mindset preferences, it indicates how I like to function best. So someone who is, say, more independent versus collaborative, whether I'm a team player, whether I'm someone who likes to learn independently, how focused I am, whether I am high on teacher motivation, high on self-motivation, etc. It gives me that kind of an understanding. And of course, it gives me recommendations as well. So you would see that under each of these preferences. Coming to the third assessment, which is the personality intelligences one. This is where it basically ranks your intelligences and again highlights career options that could match that. So for example, this is what my report shows. So someone who is high on linguistic, interpersonal, and naturalist, and again, and lower on, say, musical. If I just click on this again, it will give me an idea about what linguistic intelligence is, what the strengths and challenges are that might be applicable to me, who are the famous people with strong linguistic intelligence, and what the top careers are for linguistic intelligence. So it will give me an idea about career options as well out here. The next section that you will see is developing your intelligences. So how you can use your strengths to really develop and work on the weaker areas that you would see, the challenging areas. How do you develop them using your strengths? You will also be able to see emotional intelligence again. That's available here. And you will also see career pathways. So similar to the personality one, you will see options of career clusters that could match your intelligences. Now, of course, at a later stage, when you do start, browsing through Cialfo, you will also be using the university search feature. I will not go to that in too much detail, but it is available here itself on Cialfo. So depending on what you want to look at, there are various filter options based on regions, based on scholarships, environments, etc., that you can actually browse through. So there are also rankings of universities that you can actually look through. One other feature that will be very relevant to you right now is the events feature. So here is where you will see it. So apart from seeing it on the dashboard as a shortcut, you will see it here. So any upcoming events would be visible here for you. So you can actually see what you want to attend and register for those particular live events. You will see all of the information here. If there's a particular one that you want to search for, say, based on a country, a particular university, you can also search basis that in this search bar. And there are various filters also to help you narrow down your search of any particular event. If you miss any, event that has happened, you can always come back here and actually watch the recording of the previous sessions that were conducted. So you have all of that information. The number of videos really for you to watch, look through. Also, there are a number of events, like I mentioned, that are always conducted by Cialfo. So this is one such event that we are conducting, a series of events that we are conducting, called as the Inspire Path. So you will see that information here in your account. Now, towards the top right corner, just a few things I want to highlight. So one is something called as My Settings. So of course, My Settings is where you can come in, update your password, update your notification preferences. We would suggest you keep your notifications on so that you don't miss out on any information. But just in case you want to switch this off, you can come in here and uncheck that box and save that particular preference. You also have something called as a help center. So there are a number of resources available here that you can actually browse through. So student resources, videos, really to help you get started on Cialfo and help you with any part of accessing the Cialfo platform. In case there's any further information that you require apart from the information that is available in the resources, or by getting in touch with your school counselor. You also have the option of using the chat with Cialfo that's available here. So say you're trying to access something and you're not able to view it, you can come in to chat with Cialfo, send our team a message. We have a global support team that's available 24/7. So we should receive a reply to your message out here as soon as possible. So it's a great way of you actually understanding more about Cialfo and getting as much information as possible. So with this, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and Mr. Mandeep, if there are any questions, we can probably, take those questions on right now.
Right, so I'm going to check for questions now. And parents, before we see the questions, and students who are listening to us, before we go ahead with the question, a few clarifications here. Thank you, Florissa, for this amazing talk. And, the display, I think, was very clear to us what we can expect out of this portal, and also to all our students, what we can fill in and also expect as a profile building. Before I go ahead with the questions, I have a few things to clarify here. I believe a lot of you could not see the screen very clearly. It was blurred. You are going to get in your login and registrations for this. So you can log in, navigate the entire portal, see the features that you feel you have questions with or you want to ask things about. We are always there. All your respective school counselors are there to help you with the same process. And we also have Cialfo all the time there. But before I move ahead, I want to give a quick brief of why we have started and why are we joining hands with Cialfo. Now, as you all are aware, we previously had Young Buzz with us as a career counseling company, and you all used to be charged for every career assessment and test that you take. Parents and students, we would like you to remind you or let you know that 8th graders, 9th graders were charged for this. Only selective students were taking this kind of a test. But this time, the school has sponsored this for all of you, and you are getting the benefit of taking this entire portal as your profile, which can help you to choose careers, to select your subjects, to select universities, to select colleges, and so on and so forth. So there is no fees that you have to pay for it. Therefore, we want all parents and students to make the best use of it. This is something, if you go outside and do, you're going to be charged for it. The school is sponsoring it, school is paying for it. So make sure that you are making the best use of it and checking on right intervals and completing the required tests. So for grade 8 specifically, what they have to do is, like, she's given a lot of information about what is there. The major thing that grade 8 students can do is about 2 to 3 things. One being their assessments. What we are looking forward to grade 8 students to do currently for their subject selection is the assessment part. There are 3 kinds of assessments. One is the personality assessment, one is personality intelligences, and the other one is your learning styles. So with the 3 of this, you will get an idea of what best career or best subject is of your interest that you can now select. Maybe not career, but until now in grade 8 for subjects. If you're confused with commerce and science that I have to take in the school, the intelligence test and the personality test will give you an idea. The learning outcome test is something wherein you'll know your learning style. You will know how can I learn better, what kind of a light arrangement, what kind of a sitting arrangement, what kind of a timing that matches my learning style. So I'll start to do it accordingly, and therefore I can gain more knowledge and gain more, what do you say, remember more things and learn better when it is in that particular format. Moving ahead, I'm going to take the questions again. The test, intelligence and personality test, your counselors will be giving you a time slot. Complete it in that time slot, because after which we will not be entertaining that. Again, I'm repeating, initially you were supposed to pay 1100 for this kind of a test if you were with the previous companies that we were with initially, but now it's free and the school is sponsoring for it, so make sure you use it to your best. I'm going to go through a few questions, and maybe Florissa, you can help me with the same. The login, okay, I'm clarifying something for the login. Fees, I told you there is no fees for the login. We will be now, just after this meeting, sending you all a login ID and password for the Cialfo portal. You will receive this on your email ID, the school email ID that you have, and you have to log in from your school email ID. It's a very easy process. We want all students to navigate the entire portal first, and then we will open it for all of you to start your assessments and testing. Because we are looking at by the end of December, we will tentatively December or January, you would have to select your subjects. So before that, make sure you put you put yourself through this entire assessment. After the assessment, you will get a report. We will help you understand the report better. It's a very self-explanatory report, but if you really need the guidance for it, we will try and arrange something that is in our best capacity for all of you to do. I'm looking through the questions which were about login and payment, which is clarified as of yet. Um, Email IDs is clarified. I have a question here which I'm going to read this. While signing up, I need to search for university, but I don't want to do it yet. But I need to do it when I am supposed to do it. How to skip? Of course, you can skip that. I think you're not logging in from your email ID, therefore, you're not able to get that. Again, with universities, this is a very important information that you will start putting your, someone has asked how to build the profile. You will start putting up your data there. You will be uploading some information. You will be uploading your mark sheets, your certificates, your co-curricular activities, and that's what is building your profile. So when you apply for universities ahead, this profile is going to be reflected, and this profile is going to help you to make a comprehensive profile of yourself, a student profile basically, that is required when you apply for colleges and universities abroad or in the Indian universities as well. Now, for the university part, it's a little later for you all to explore that part. So I would like you to stay on assessments and understand what universities expect from you. You can look to which career pathway needs which subject. That's something that you can study. I think that's also there on the portal. Ms. Florissa, if you could share with us if there is something on the portal which is about career pathways in general, like giving a description of career pathways, which subject for which career. Could you address the students where that is, if there is something like that?
Sure. So in terms of career pathways, the assessments, I would believe that would be the best way for you to understand what kind of careers, the more details about the careers that are available. And like I said, the events that are organized by Cialfo, under the events tab, under the events section is where you can get more information about upcoming careers. In addition to that, Cialfo will also be providing you with various sessions that we will be conducting through the year, which will give you more understanding about, like, for example, subject selection or understanding the assessments better, understanding careers better. So those are things that we have planned for you in future. So majorly we'll be working in collaboration with the school to really understand what is it that parents and students are really looking for, and then accordingly we will also work on delivering that to the students and to the parents.
Correct. Okay. Thank you. So, as rightly told by her, said by her, we are going to have these sessions with the students, wherein we are going to brief them with career options later. For now, sticking to subject selection, complete assessments once you get the login IDs. I'm repeating, the login IDs will be received on your email ID, school email IDs, after this session is over. And after which, we request you in this weekend, please sit with your parents, navigate through the entire portal, understand the portal better. We will give you a time slot that you have to fill in your assessments by. It's all online, so you can put that you can fill those things and your report will be ready, and then we can help you with the report. Now, those who are trying to log in just right now, you will not be able to log in because you don't have your school email IDs. What you're trying to log in is just putting information that you want to log in, just asking for a login ID. Please do not do that. We will be sharing again the usernames and passwords with you for you to log in. Your school counselors are there to help you with that. I think will we get to see such sessions on YouTube future? Yes, of course. We will be helping you out with such sessions with parents and students together, preferably on YouTube, so we can have all the three branches together. If not so, then we will have it individually in each school as well. Remember, this is going to build your profile from grade 8 to grade 9 to grade 10. It's a feature, it's a portal that you're going to use for all the three grades. So therefore, please start using it right away. put in your information correctly. Rohan sir very rightly mentioned to some of the students in Malad branch yesterday that do not put fake information, because this is the information that is going to carry or going to be with you when you go actually for your applications on in universities and colleges. So do not put any fake information. Put the right information. Put the right report cards. Manage this profile and keep updating it for your benefit in the future. With that, I think we've answered most of the questions, and we have had clarified, I think, all questions. There is application plus website. Am I right, Florissa? There is an application also for the same. Is there an application for Cialfo?
Application in the sense?
Like an app to access?
Yes, yes, there is a mobile app as well in addition to the website. So it's available on iOS and on Android. So you can feel free to download it and use the mobile app as well to, look up any information that you want on Cialfo.
Okay, okay, makes sense. All right. So there is an application and website, both you can access, both you can download it. We are waiting for those to come in soon for you. And the user IDs and passwords. Once you get them, please check them. If there are any questions, she told you already, there is help, support, Cialfo, chat with Cialfo that is available there. Your school counselors in your school who can help you with the same. And I think with that, we are good to end this session and start the process or the start the entire journey with Cialfo from now. We would really like to thank Florissa ma'am for spending this time here and informing us about all the features in great depth. I'm again repeating, students, the I see that some of you could not see the screen very well, but it's exactly what you're going to see on the website. So be very, patient to look through that. You all are very smart students who can yourself understand a lot of things on the portal. Please sit with your parents so they also have an understanding with how you are taking this up. And for parents, please follow up with your students so that they keep updating and keep putting this in on a regular basis. It's going to be really helpful. All the assistance that you will require will be given. One last question, Florissa. People are asking about the safety or the privacy of their data here on the portal. Could you please share something about the same?
So we have a data privacy policy that we follow, which is based on European standards. So it's none of the information that you will update on your Cialfo account will be shared with anyone. So basically, like I was trying to say earlier, whatever information you update in your profile, and based on the interest that you have, you will be shown recommendations. So it's not that any of your data is transferred to anybody. It is, if you are interested in connecting to a universities in future, you will be allowed that feature. But yeah, it's a two-way thing. So only if you allow it will you be allowed to connect with a university that is based on your interests. Like I said, even in webinars, for example, if you decide to connect or speak to the representative, that's when you will be allowed. Otherwise the data is not really shared with anybody, any third
Okay.
party.
Okay, thank you for that information. Also, look through the live webinars, like she mentioned. They are for you. Look for your interest. Look for the things that you really want to inquire about. Look at the lifestyle people are living in that, those who have chosen that career. And I think that should be really helpful for you to understand if I want to take this career ahead. With that, we conclude this session. Thank you, parents and students, for being a part of this session. On behalf of the entire care department, I would like to help you out. Go ahead with this journey with Cialfo, and also wish you luck for your future career pathways and subject selections. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this.